Hello everyone, and welcome to another video about technology. I'm Matthew. Last time I talked about programming languages, I put together a frankly bonkers video about the top 50 languages on GitHub in 2020. I figured, well, everybody kind of deserved a better video about languages, so I thought I'd answer questions about programming languages. Having no viewers, I had to resort to a random question generator. So, thanks to the faculty at Washington University, we're going to have some questions about programming languages. I'm going to try to answer 10 questions, and if the questions make absolutely no sense, I'm just going to pass them. I may alter the questions slightly to better fit the theme of programming languages. So, let's get started. What is question number 1? What makes you cry? Groovy. I can show you on the doll where it hurt me. What's something you wish you'd figured out sooner? The fact that unit tests aren't just annoying, but a great way to think about your code before you actually build it. I still fall into this trap of coding first and then doing the unit test, but things like unit test or writing interfaces is a great way to think about your code and how it will fit together before you actually do any coding whatsoever. Question number 3. What's your favorite piece of clothing you've owned? Pass. What's one place you traveled that you never want to go back to? PHP. Yeah, never want to go back there. Pet peeve? Well, let me tell you. Got a few, but picking one, I'll go with thinking that code style will give you good code. And the answer is, it'll help, but it won't give you good code. The reason for that is that good code is that code somebody can look at and immediately understand the architecture, how things were put together, just based on reading a couple names of like the class and the things in it. And if you can't do that, then your code is useless. It might look amazing, but be useless. What languages do I speak? Well, I don't speak them, I write them. JavaScript, TypeScript, PHP, did I say Java? Java, PHP, did a bit of Swift, Objective-C, Objective-C++, of course C, and did a lot of SQL as well, and various other little languages here and there. What's something you learned in the last week? Don't do videos with random questions. Next question. What are you a natural at? Well, I'll tell you what I'm not a natural at. Programming and communicating. That's partly why I'm doing these videos, so I get better at communicating. So, yeah, not a natural. Just a lot of practice. Do you ever sing when you're alone? What songs? Answer, no. What have you created that you are most proud of? Well, I'll tell you, a lot of things that I'm most proud of are things that, in hindsight, I am least proud of because somebody else came up with the idea afterwards and did a better job of it. So I would say I'm most proud of the situations where I leverage code and libraries that somebody else has already built, such that I don't have to write any code whatsoever. The best code is no code. What's one of your favorite smells? Fresh code in the morning. Oh yeah. What's the best thing you got from your parents? Well, in terms of programming, it would have to be my dad bringing home the Apple IIs over the summer. That allowed me to play around with things like HyperCard to really start to get a feel that I really liked programming and that it would be possibly a career path for me. What incredibly strong opinion do you have that is completely unimportant in the grand scheme of things? Well, one thing that I'm working on is the opinion that the code should be perfect and should have unit tests and end-to-end tests, and let's face it, grand scheme of things, if a couple of your functions don't have unit tests or end-to-end tests, you're probably going to survive. But do recommend them. Who was your favorite teacher and why? Well, I'd have to say Dr. Hausi Mueller at the University of Victoria. He had this amazing accent that made every of his classes a delight to attend and listen to. What's your favorite candy? Well, I'd have to say my favorite guilty pleasure of programming is definitely bash scripting. Probably shouldn't do it for, real complicated things, but as a little glue to fix things together, bash scripting, really nice. What fictional place would you most like to go to? Well, I'm going to have to say the one where DevOps is a real thing. Because it isn't. Nope. Pirates or ninjas? Definitely pirates. Yar. What's one of the great values that guides your life? Well, I'd have to say software design patterns. They are incredibly important. If I could have any superpower, what would it be or why? Well, that's an interesting question. I think I'll go with the ability to swap one language for the other. Like that. That'd be cool. What's the last book or language that you gave up on and stopped reading? It would have to be Swift. I like mobile development, but I haven't had a lot of chance to do it recently, so other than a couple beginning tutorials and trying out a couple things and actually coding a little bit on a couple projects, I haven't done a lot with Swift. That's the language that works on iPhones, so I'd love to do a bit more of that. Who are some of your heroes? Well, obviously Martin Fowler. Come on. And I think we'll end the video here. If you have any questions about programming or technology in general, feel free to leave it in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video. What makes you cry? Thinking about the edit of this video. What do you like most about your family? Pass.